Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ingus and I am from IGS Electronics, and today we're going to be finishing up the ABB ACS150 drive, where we're going to be running the drive remotely using MOP / electronical way of controlling the frequency. And we're also going to be setting up a drive to run in multi-frequency. We're going to be going through all different types of parameters, and I gotta say one thing, I had an absolute blast working with this drive, because first of all it's got 5 inputs, and that gives me all the play that I need to be able to achieve any results that I'm after. The drive has been very easy to use, the parameters were very well grouped, overall very good drive, so I had an absolute blast. And if you haven't seen the last video where we run the drive remotely with 2-3 wire control and using potentiometer, and also the first video where we are setting up the drive, commissioning and running locally and doing a live test, those videos is going to be in those video links is going to be in the description below as well, and also all the parts manuals and everything else that I think will be beneficial to you in any way. They're all going to be in the description below. And as usual, before we get started guys, check out our website where you can find all the parts that we are reviewing on this channel, and all the stations and things like that. And if you're looking to sell some surplus stock that you have in your place and things like that, definitely get in touch with us via eBay, our website, and most importantly you can find me on LinkedIn. That LinkedIn link also is going to be in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, now that the first station is all wired up, so the first one we're going to be using is the MOP, or electronical way of controlling the frequency, which is up and down buttons, and that will be in a macro group 4. It looks like that, where we're going to be using digital input 3 and digital input 4 for changing our frequency, and also we can still use digital input 5 for something else like jog maybe, or whatever you come up with. And there's all sorts of different options you can have. And the wiring for the station is going to look like that. So we have a 24 volt signal coming onto our E-stop, going through our E-stop and then powering up all the normal open contacts in there. The run signal is going to be digital input 1, the forward reverse signal is going to be for digital input 2, digital input 3 will be up, and digital 3 input 4 is going to be down, speed down. So there's a couple of things when you change into the macro, which you again go to the small short group, go 9902 and change it to 4, which I already done. And then you're gonna need to change if you want to change acceleration, deacceleration times, that will be done in parameter 2202 and 2203 respectively, to acceleration and deacceleration. And also I'm gonna show that in a minute how that runs. Actually, does the sensitivity of these up and down buttons, it has to be defined by a jog acceleration deacceleration, and that is done in a parameter 2205. So if you go to 2205 in a long parameter group 2205, and in here you can see it shows 10. So by default it is 60. So if you have that one on 60 as default, it will take you ages to get to a certain amount of speed, which I'm going to show in a minute. So you will need to define how sensitive you want these buttons to be by adjusting this time in here, and it will determine how fast the speed is going to go up and how sensitive the button is going to react to it. I shall demonstrate that in a minute. Let me put the cover on and I'll show you how that works. Right, the cover is on, so that's how the station looks. So first thing we need to do, we need to put in a run mode. Let's exit the menu. As you can see, and I'll show you in a minute, see the sensitivity of my button is pretty good. I think 10 seconds is pretty good. So once you hold it, it goes up. So that number will very much determine both of the buttons, how it comes down and how it goes up. And let me turn that off, show you what happens if it is at 60 seconds. What was that? 2205. And let's enter that one, and let's change that to 60 to where it was. By default it will be 60, so bear that in mind. So here we go. So we enter that one, and then you'll be able to see now how much the buttons are reacting. By the way, it does save all the last frequency you were. As in the settings, it can be changed as well. You can save it and not. So if we do that, so as you can see now, it goes very lot slower up. It determines, it's very much is up to your application how sensitive you want these buttons to be. For finer tuning, as you can see, you can literally do 0.1 of an increment if you wish so. So it's pretty cool. This is like for very specific applications, because you can so determine exact what sort of a frequency you want. So, and obviously, and then it's just a reverse button as well. So, and obviously if you turn it off, as you can see, it works on acceleration deceleration time, and that's acceleration deceleration 1 and 1. So that is done in parameters, as I said already. It's done in 2202 for acceleration, 2203 for deceleration. And that's about it for MOP speed control control station. So the next one, let's have a look at how it's set up in a multi-frequency. Okay, so the multi-frequency setup has been wired in, and there's a couple of ways we can go about it. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing the hard way to doing it, where you can achieve 7 speeds. But if you want to stay in a very basic way, you can literally go in a macro ABB standard, which is 1. And as you can see down there, it says constant speed selection and constant speed selection. Both to the DA3 and DA4 will allow you to achieve 3 speeds if you are only after 3 speeds, and this is sort of gives you the combination how those switches need to be switched to achieve that selection. So, and also you will have the forward reverse button and start stop digital input 1 and 2 respectively. We're not going to be doing that. We are going to be going to a harder way, and to show how we're going to be doing that, we are going to be selecting this macro, but we're going to be changing the digital inputs around a little bit, so we can achieve 7 speeds if we do so, and that's how we need to do. So we need to get another digital input to be able to do that, and it shows you in here what you need to do in here. Can you see that? Yeah. Can you see that, and how to do that? It says if you select in a parameter 12 or 1, if you select that to 12, digital input 1, 2, and 3 will be working as your speed selectors, but I want to keep my run signal, and I want to keep my forward reverse as well, just in case, or for anything else. Maybe I want some jog speed put in it. That can be done at digital input 2. So you can go for 13, where in 13 you can say digital input 3, 4, and 5 will be used for speed selection. That's exactly what we have done in this parameter 1201. So how that is going to work is we're going to be using those 3 digital inputs to achieve the results. But digital input 5 is using, for whatever reason, maybe I'm missing something here, is using acceleration deceleration times differently than digital input 3 and 4. And I said that if you look at the page in the manual 202, as you can see in here, we have the acceleration time 1 and acceleration time 2. These 2 applies pretty much to all the digital inputs all the way to 4, and it gives you 5 seconds. But when I make this setup, my digital input 5 does not respond to those acceleration deceleration times. It responds to these acceleration times, which is acceleration time 2 and deceleration time 2. And you need to change that in 2205 and 2206 to achieve, at the moment, as you can see, default is 60, and every time I click digital input 5, my speed is going down, up and down, really slow. So if you adjust that to match them all up with acceleration deceleration 1 and 2, so pretty much then all the switches are working correctly. So just to bear that in mind, if you do go for this system and you want all the 7 speeds and want to still keep the digital input 1 and 2 for options, bear in mind that digital input 5 requires acceleration deceleration time to be selected in 2205 and 2206 respectively. So the wiring, it is like so. Again, number one is coming to a and then number one coming to our e-stop, which and goes through the e-stop, and that pretty much provides power to all normally open contact. Where 3 is a run signal, which is going to be putting drive into run mode. That is digital put 1, and then 3, 4 and 5 respectively, all coming back to here. And that, I haven't said that, it is what I wanted to say regarding setting up the multi-frequency. One thing I want to say about the drives, if you do want to go for drives and you want as much as options that you can possibly choose the drive that's got at least 4 digital inputs. If not, if 5 would be brilliant. Like this one in here, it's 5, and ABB has done an amazing work how they built this drive. And not to say that all the drives are bad, it's just the options in this drive is incredible. You can really achieve some immaculate results or applications, whichever way you want to work with, it will have something for you to work with. So that's pretty much. If you are having choosing the drive, try to get, if you want as much as the versatility or whatever the word is for it, as much as you can, try to get the drive with more than 3 digital inputs. And obviously the brands that are known, because I've noticed on eBay there's so many drives that got uneven branded, really cheap. I'm staying away from all those. You don't know what else is going on with them. Other than that, let me put the cover on. We'll test it out how that works. Alright, cover is on. This is our station. So we put our drive into run mode and we select our first speed. It is speed 1, and by the way, those speeds can be changed in 1202 upwards, all the way to where's the yes 1202 all the way to 1208. If to change the speeds, and if you want to edit this. So now that's speed 1, that will be my speed 2, and that will be about my speed 3. And obviously, as I showed you in the diagram in there, to achieve speed 4, we need to have speed 1 and speed 2. So let's put that on. So speed 1, speed 2, that will be our speed 4. What's that do? Here we go. That gives us a 50. Let's play around with. That will give us 25. What else we did? Well, I think that one. What's that give us? That gives us a 40. Pretty much you get a gist. This way you are able to achieve preset speeds whichever way you want. And obviously by removing the run button, you will stop the drive. And be aware, by default, I think all of the macros are set to stop mode coast, which means there will be no deceleration time. The motor will be stopped by itself. So if you want to change that to rump, you need to go to parameter, I think it's 1301, but you need to change that one to number 2. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that has covered most of the things that these applications, these drives are used for. Obviously, there's a lot more people who use these things, but sort of give you a good insight how to work with the ABB drive, this particular drive. And we have another one coming up, which is going to be a 300 series, 350 ACS350. We're definitely going to be reviewing that one as well very, very soon. So hopefully that helps you out and enjoy the video. And if you like the video, please click that like, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.